Hi and welcome to what I think is my fourth video of The Simple Stitcher. I'm Emily and this is an update of my WIPS stash that I've got over the last few months and any tips and tricks that I've worked out in my stitching over the last few months as well. It's been a while since my last update. I'm studying. And last term I decided in my infinite wisdom to do 2 subjects on top of my full-time work, and a combination of 2 subjects, the exams and lectures and group assignments and everything else, meant that I didn't actually end up having any time to stitch. So that's why I've dropped off the face of Stitchy Planet. So this term I decided only to do 1 subject, and that has allowed me more time. Well, it's allowed me to have free time to get back into stitching. So this is an update of what I've done over the last probably month and a half since my exams finished and I've started the next term of study. And so I've worked on 4 main projects over the last month or so. One is my travel project. I've also moved down to the beach in the last month. And so I'm commuting from the beach to the city to work, and so I have a little travel project that I stitch on in the mornings on the train on my 1 and 6-minute train ride, and then I've got my 3 main bigger WIPs that I've been working on, and I've just spent a bit of time. I had a crack at doing a formal rotation. I think I was doing that in my last video, and it didn't really work for me, so I just alternate between whatever I feel like stitching and what takes my interest. When I get bored in something, I move on, and I think that's something you'll notice with my stitching. If it doesn't feel right anymore, I just go on and give something else a crack, techniques or anything, depending on what mood I'm in, and because I don't think that there's any one right way to stitch or anything like that. You just do what feels right. If it doesn't work anymore, do something else, like whatever. So the first project, the first chart that I was working on was Isabella's Garden, so this one. That came to a little bit of a grinding halt at one stage because I ran out. I didn't have any ecru, which is what a lot of this is, but I got myself some ecru, and I also have been working on, so I've been working on that. I think last time in my last video I'd done some of the purple, most of the pink here, and then I'd done some of the green. I think I had a little bit more green to finish off, and I'd done a couple of the bubbles on the side. So now, since then, because I haven't reviewed my videos, this is where I'm at. So I've finished off this green bit here. I hadn't finished that. Did some bubbles and did some more bubbles around here, and then I started on the flowers, and I started doing the bottom part of the white part of her dress. So I've got a little bit further. That was quite good. I'm enjoying doing the flowers and the garden, and then getting a bit of the white. I think I'll mix it up a little bit, do some different sections and get that going. So that's the first one. The second project that I've been working on is my Villa Mirabilia. So this is what it looks like. And this is where I'm up to. So I've got this much done now. I can't really remember since my last video. I think I've done more. I think I'd sort of done around there. I've filled in more of around here and done a little bit more of the white possibly. So I've got in a bit more of that, and I'm loving the way the colours show up. They're just so beautiful. So that's working, that's coming along. Probably pick that one up again soon as well. And I don't know if you heard that. I just got heckled by my partner behind the closed door, so it was a bit embarrassing. If you did hear it, just ignore it. I'm in our bedroom, yeah, because otherwise I've got an audience when I do my videos. then this is, so I've been working on Just Nan's Witchy Pumpkin Cottage, and this is my travel project. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done. So I stitch it all up, and then I cut it out and stitch it together. I've already done the little mouse. I've showed her in a previous video, and this is the cube that goes with it. So I make a little cube that's a bit bigger than the mouse. So this is what I've been, this is what I've done. So I've done 1, 2 squares without the back stitching and the beading. So I haven't done any back stitching or beading. And then I've also started on the 3rd square. I'm not sure which one this is. And it's cute. I'm really enjoying stitching this. It's coming out really well. The fabric's nice. It's nice fabric. It's the right size. So I take that to work with me in the mornings and stitch it on the train if I'm not having a nap, because I leave home at 6:25 in the morning. So sometimes I feel like having a nap on the train. And if I don't, then often I'll just do a little bit of stitching on this. And it's great. It's really good. These are the perfect projects. So we're getting there with that. And then the final project that I've been working on is my Carousel Horse Moonlight Silver by Nen Thomas. I've changed the way that I'm stitching this. It wasn't working for me the way I was doing it, and so I've fiddled around with it and just experimented a little bit. And so this is what it looks like when it's done. Beautiful. Beautiful zebra unicorn. And this is where I'm up to. The lighting's not great in here because I've holed up in a bedroom, but you can see, so that's the back leg, the ribbon. You can see the start of the moon on its saddle, and then the buckle going under its belly, and then started working on the ribbon, and then there'll be a hoof and a leg coming out here. So the way that I've changed this, in my last video I was using the waist knot method on both sides, but I was finding that that was really restrictive, because I don't like just stitching one column. I like to branch off and start expanding into the next columns, and then if I was parking my stitches over here, then I only had that column. So I ended up stitching over them so I could cut them off on this side. And then I also found when I did that, it was quite bulky underneath, and I thought I was going to get some ends through. So I stopped doing that, and now I'm the reason that I was doing that was because I couldn't work out how to start without holding it on the back, the floss, and then just doing the normal hold the floss, hold it down, stitch over it a few times, and then snip it off and start stitching. But then I worked out, because I was fiddling around with it, I started using a method that I got off the Scarlett website, which you can go to under their techniques, which is called the lasso method. So you sort of start your stitch, do a little loop on the back, and then you sort of tuck it under as you're going. It's easier if you look at their description on their website, and Scarlett website. And that was handy. That was really good. That was working quite well. But then I worked out, because I'm doing 1/1, so I couldn't do the normal pin stitch where you do 1/2 or 2/2. But then I worked out I can actually, this is even weave, I can actually stab through with my needle through the middle of the even weave. I'm being really careful when I'm doing it, because I don't want to split the fabric, the threads, and end up with a giant gaping hole. But I'm using the pin stitch. It's a little bit trickier through the even weave, but I'm just doing it in the middle of the cross. And so I'm now able to do pin stitch, which is my favorite starting and stopping method. And then now I'm also just parking at the next spot, and I'm working on 2 columns at a time, so or 2 and a bit, or whatever works out. So at the moment I'm working down here over these 2 sort of columns, and then I've also branched into this 3rd column, and then I'm parking my stitches in the next column for when I start this one. They'll all just be there, and I'll just start stitching them, and it gives me more freedom, because if I want to expand across and start stitching further, because I get a nice chunk of stitches that's easier to follow, I can just do that. So it's working really well. So either, yeah, so the waist knot method didn't work for me. The lasso method on the Scarlett Quince website was really handy, and I do still use that sometimes, but I have worked out that I can use the pin stitch method carefully on here, and I really like that. And then I can go back to just parking my stitches, and I'm starting and stopping all the time. And it's great, and I'm loving how this is turning out. It's just beautiful. It's coming out really well. It's very exciting. I think this is a ribbon, and then its legs start coming out here, and I start to get the front leg and the hoof here. So I'll get onto that, which will be great when I see that coming out. I'm really enjoying stitching this, and I was very excited because a lady called Michelle liked this chart, and and she recognized me on Facebook, and we were talking about the Nen Thomas Carousel Horse series, and she said that she'd actually found the other charts, and because I had only been able to get my hands on the Silver Moonlight Horse and the Hunter Green, so I'm missing the Angel White and Raven Black charts. And she was able to point me in the direction of where I could find those two charts. So I'm very, very excited. I haven't purchased them yet, but I will be. So thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that you were able to point me in the right direction of the charts that I'm missing, and I will be getting them, and then I'll be able to stitch the whole series, which is really good because I was very disappointed that I hadn't been able to find them. So yeah, it's going to be great. So that's my update on my stitching. And although I wasn't stitching for 3 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, I was buying. So it didn't stop me browsing the browsing eBay and various places in my few minutes of downtime that I had, and I've bought a bit of stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to double up. I can't quite remember what I showed last time, but I don't think I am. So I bought a few things, quite a bit of Just Nan, because they're my favourite. So the first thing I don't know what order I bought these things in. One of the things that I got was this very cute Just Nan Bead Hive. And it's a little container, which I haven't unwrapped yet. A little container with teeny tiny little drawers that you can put your Just Nan beads in. So I already have beading. I already have little containers, screw containers that I use for beads, but I couldn't resist when I saw this. I hadn't seen it before, and it's very, very cute. I'm a little bit of a collector of their things, so I'll start putting my beads into this, and with little I don't know if I'll do little labels, I might not. Anyway, so that's very cute. So I was very excited about that, and that came very quickly, and it's still wrapped up, all brand new. So that was really cute. I bought out of the last series, not the last series, the series, I bought, they did a release. So they do a release of, Just Nan does a release of things every quarter. And in the last quarter, I got a couple of needle books that they released, and they come with a little tin. It's like the little tin, and then you supply your own fabric. It's got the little beads and it's hard to see in the light, the little button to close it, and you make up these really cute little needle minders, and then they've got their own little tin that they sit in. So I got both of them. They're very, very cute. I'll make them up. Starting to get a collection of needle minders, needle books, but that's all right. I have lots of needles floating around everywhere. And then I've got the bride mouse. I forget her name. Anyway, they've released as well the Groom to go with the little bride mouse, which you can't see. The light's not very great. Anyway, she's in here. So he goes with her. I haven't stitched her yet either, but I've got the matching little Groom now mouse to go with her. So that's cute. So it's going to be fun. And I got little Hedgie in that series, in that quarter as well. I released quite a few things. A little hedgehog. So it's not a mouse. He's a little hedgehog, and he's got his little pins. And he comes with all these little pins in the packet, the little weight to go on, stitch on his bum so he stays upright, and the little beads. So I'll do that one soon. It was very, very cute. And then I also bought, so I bought quite a bit, so I'll try and be quick. I bought the Peacock Garden scissor roll that's just come out. Comes with a pin. The packet comes in the packet with a pin. The lighting's really terrible. Some fabric for the, I think that's for the lining, for the inside. And all the beads and a little, I don't know, square thing to stitch on it. So I'll do that soon. So I was very excited about that. And then I found an oldie on eBay, because I'm always scouring eBay for Just Nan. And I found this one. It's a Just Nan exclusive 20 flowers silver needle scissor case. And I found this on eBay available, which is really pretty. I'll put my initials in, ET, and it comes with all the floss and the fabric and all ready to go with all its little embellishments. So that was a great find. I was very excited about that. Been on the lookout for this one. It's one of the ones that I've been on the lookout for. So I was very pleased about that. And then I got some more old ones that have been released for a while, but I just didn't have them. I got Lady Scarlett's Journey, part 1, 2, and 3. And they're basically a sampler, and you can stitch them individually. That's the first one. Or you can stitch them all together, which I will do. That's the second one. Oh, that was the third one, and this is the second one. So they're cute. And they've got a little message in them. And the little message says, around the corner, beyond the bend, wherever you wander, can't read the last bit, look for a friend. So that's very cute. And there's specialty stitches in there, and that's going to be really lovely. And each little section's got its own little embellishments, and yeah, that's really lovely. So I was excited about that. And then I got their other 3-part series of the Just Nan that I really liked with the embellishments. I've got all these on eBay. So it's the Barnabys Quest. So part 1, and it's good because it's got the little embellishments on the inside, on the cover. Part 2 and part 3. That one's got its little embellishments, and then on the back there's a picture of what it will look like. So you stitch all 3 together. You can stitch them individually, but I'll stitch them all together. So it comes out, and it says, so the message is, so the little poem on these ones is, sweet are the flowers that fill the fields, sweet is the something, I don't know what that says, sweet is the something that blossom yields, sweet is the summer wind that blows, but sweetest of all are the gentle rose. So that's very pretty, and that's got little embellishments and things that you stitch on too, so that's cute. Then I also purchased, because I collect Professor Frisbee's or Terence Nolan's kits on charts. I don't mind if I get it in a kit or a chart, just if I can get my hands on it. And I found the Queen Bee to add to my collection. So I got the Queen Bee chart. And this one actually came with, was great because it came with the creamy and the DMC floss. I'm not sure if it's all in there. The last one that I ordered that was a kit was missing some things that I've got to order for it. But still, it's got like 90% of it. That's pretty good. And then the nice little surprise with this one was that the eBayer included it came with a freebie, which was the another one of the bees that I've seen stitched. Doesn't say which one it is. Anyway, so that's another one of the bees. It's not the orchid bee because I've got that one. That's the other one that you've seen in these videos that's already stitched up. This is blue, this one. This one comes out blue. Freebie 2000. So I've got that one. So, so that's very exciting. So I got that as well. I think it says Crocea bee. Anyway, so I got that. So that was cute. And then I also ordered, I don't know if some of you might be familiar with this or some of you might not be, strawberry shortcake. I was a fan of strawberry shortcake when I was little, and I love the old-fashioned strawberry shortcake when I was younger, in the 80s. And I found, I'd been thinking about it for quite a while, and then I found one came up, and I decided to purchase it on eBay. Wonderful, welcome to the wonderful world of strawberry shortcake. So I'm going to do one of them. They'll be a nice, quick, easy, simple stitch. That just tugs at the sentimental heartstrings. So I'll do some of them. It's a bit, there's baby ones though, which is weird. They're like little baby strawberry shortcakes and all of them, and lemon meringue pie and that, which I don't remember when I saw it, but it's got the old version as well, the adult ones, which are probably the ones that I'll stitch. Then not last weekend, the weekend before, because now that I'm at the beach, there's a local stitching store about 5 minutes away that I can walk to. We're like 5-minute walk from the shops. And in the back, there's a local stitching store. And I never used to normally make it down in time, because she closes at 1 o'clock on a Saturday. So by the time we got down from the city to here, I didn't make it by 1 o'clock. But now that I'm down here, I can make it to the stitchy store on a Saturday. Oh, poor me. So it was very exciting. So I went in and I had a big scrounge through her store a couple of weeks ago, and I had some great finds. I love the May Gibbs cross stitch charts. I'm a big fan of them. I've got the Gumnut Babies, but that's the only one. And I'm still on the hunt. I know where I can get them as kits, but I'd ideally like charts. But anyway, I don't have any of the other ones. So Delphinium Babies, Sweet Pea Fairy, Ophelia, like there's a bunch. If you hop onto and you look for May Gibbs cross stitch, you'll see them. Anyway, when I was having a scrounge through my local stitching store, local needle store, I found the Wattle Baby chart. So I found just the chart, which is totally awesome. So I've just got to get myself some fabric, and I'm going to stitch this one up. I'm very excited about that. And it cost me, I don't know, next to nothing, because it was in their checkout. It cost me $10. So that's awesome. I was very excited about that. And then in their checkout, I found some other ones that I hadn't come across before, like come across the designer, but not these charts, for like next to nothing. So they were like $3 and $5 each. I got Shepherd's Bush, Shepherd's Earth, which is this one. I've seen this one on eBay as well, like for basically the same price, not much different. So that's very cute, and it's like a little wheel, and they've got the little sheep and the shepherds, and very sweet. So that was $3. That was awesome. And then I got this cute one. What's this one called? Winter Children, and it's got a really sweet little poem. And you've got they got their winter little thing, and the poem says, "Winter children of the night, bless us with your joyous light. Greet us yet with arms held wide, and in your gentle peace abide." I thought that was really sweet. I like that. So that might be the one I stitch first. And I got a Shepherd's Bush. I didn't like the other ones. She didn't have them, but I had a look on eBay. And it's spring. It's just the word spring, and then it's got a little stitchy thing. It's got some sort of egg in a basket, a little girl with a love heart balloon and the word spring, and it's got some little embellishments. I checked out the other ones. They didn't really do much for me, but I do like the spring one, so I'll stitch that one up. There was like obviously winter, autumn, summer, but they weren't quite as nice. But this one appealed to me, so that was exciting. That was $3. And then I've only got 2 more. So I discovered, which was a bit of a disaster, Elizabeth's Designs and her little cottage designs, and they are very, very adorable. So this is Bluebird Cottage. So this was in the checkout section of the local needle store, and it's got a beautiful little cottage, some bluebirds, lots of specialty stitches, little Mill Hill treasures, some specialty threads. And it's just adorable. There's some other beautiful ones, and these are all readily available on eBay as well, because I've had a scrounge. And there's lots of different cottages, which is a disaster because now I'm going to have to get them all. And this one is Ladybug Cottage. It's called Ladybug Cottage because you can't quite see them, but there's a ladybug bead there and a ladybug bead there. And then this is like specialty thread, and they're water fountains made of specialty stitches, which are hard to see. But yeah, they're really sweet. And there's like Gardener's Cottage and Shepherd's Cottage and I think Wisteria Cottage, and they're all really beautiful. So, oh dear, I'm gonna have to start looking for some other things, specialty beads and threads, all sorts of fun things that I haven't really gone into before. So that's it. So in the last month, I've been doing a bit of stitching, been doing some shopping, although I'm trying to cut back on what I'm spending. So probably won't see so much buying over for the next update, because I'm trying to save some money. But hopefully lots more stitching, and I'll have more to show you by the next video. So thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Thank you for your feedback and your comments on FlossTube. I try very hard to reply quickly when you leave a post, but sometimes things get a bit on top of me and I don't get to do it as often as I would like. And thank you to Michelle for pointing me in the direction of the charts that I'm missing. And yeah, hopefully I'll have an update for you very soon. Thank you. Bye.